Hi, I'm Lorna from Thread and Yarn. Welcome to my channel. This is a new video and it's all going to be about summer and spring knitting. Things I've made, things that I'm in the middle of making, and some things that I'm looking forward to make. This is a space where I talk about my me-made wardrobe, things I've knitted and sewn, and just other crafty bits. Sort of tips and tutorials as well. I've really enjoyed meeting a lot of you so far online. So thank you for engaging with my videos and for posting comments. I always love reading through them. But I really wanted to make a video on summer knits. I think summer knits are so much fun, and often we think about knitting and associate it with winter and autumn, big chunky jumpers, scarves, hats, all of that. That is great, love that. I live for autumn, but I really also love making summer knits. I think you can have real fun choosing your different fibres, whether it's wool or a natural fibre like cotton or tencel or linen. Often I find them more breathable and cool to wear. Yeah, I'm going to talk you through some of my favourite summer knits and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments. So first up, I thought I would show you something that I knitted last summer. It is the Ripple crop top by Jessie Maed. It's the second one of them that I've made. Really love it, really easy pattern. Although one thing I would say, the construction was a bit different to other garments I've made. So it's knitted from the bottom up rather than the top down, which I think is probably a more traditional way of knitting. I quite like knitting top down so that I can sort of try it on as I go, and I know whether or not I've made sort of a deep enough V in this example. The first one I made, it ended up being really high up here. Don't know why, because on some people it seems to be really quite a deep V. Yeah, I tried to make it a bit different on this one. It still is a little high, but it's okay because it's cropped and I don't want it to be sort of really low V and cropped. But I'll show you a bit more. The wool is this, I think it's hedgehog fibres in Liebling. I bought it when I was in America last year, but I think they're from Ireland. So following on from this Ripple crop top, I'll show you the first one I made. Now this is the worsted version. I think I used a cotton from Sandnes Garn. It's just like this, it's 3x3 rib, exactly the same construction, just a different yarn weight. I really love this sort of sagey green. This is quite an early summer knit for me. I think it might have been the first sort of summery knit that I made. I made quite a lot of mistakes on it, to be honest. I even made a first version of it and just really wasn't happy with the fit. It was way too tight. V, as I said, was really high up here, and I tried to frog it and take it back, but the yarn just kept knotting. It was a nightmare. And I ended up, luckily I'd bought too much cotton, so I just re-knitted it. I hadn't finished it, so it was all right, but I was still quite gutted. You know, when you spend weeks, months making something and you have to tear it all apart. It took me a while to love it after that, but I do really like it. It's such a nice little thing to put on hot days. I do think mistakes are a bit more obvious in cotton because the fibres blend less than they do with wool, so they stand out a bit more, but that's okay. I'm wearing it with my Pomona pants. I really like the gathered waist, elasticated, really comfy, and I like it with this. So next up is another Jessie Maed pattern. This is the outline tank. I knitted this during exam season, and I probably when I should have been revising, but it was such a satisfying knit, and I used a really lovely sock yarn from Life in the Long Grass, and it was just a joy, really lovely distraction. So I'm a really big fan of how this turned out. I think it's pretty neat. The only thing I would say is it's like a little bralette. I don't really wear it sort of on its own because I feel a bit exposed, but I really like wearing it like with a cardi, or I've got these dungarees that I made, Burnside Bibs, and I think they go so well. So next up is a long time work in progress. I think I started this 3 years ago during lockdown. I bought this undyed wool from Chive Yarns. It was really gorgeous, and I wanted to have a go at dyeing with yarn with madder because I'd only used it on fabrics before. So for those who don't know, madder is a natural dye. It's a plant, and you can grind up the roots and it can produce sort of red and pinky shades. It's not a really deep red shade, but it's come out in this lovely corally pink. I think it'll be gorgeous. The only reason I haven't finished is because you know, I always seem to spend summer knitting summer projects and winter knitting winter ones, and then by the time I finished it's out of season and I lose interest a bit and I want to get started on the others. So that's something I'm trying to get out of the habit of, because it means I'm constantly sort of out of season. All I need to do is block it and then stitch on the button band and I'm done. Just a light nice layer to put over dresses or shirts. I'll show you what it looks like now, but bear in mind it's going to have a button band. So next up is this little ribbed tank top. This is the Camisole #2 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. I've seen tons of these on Instagram. It's such a nice thing to wear in the heat. It's really breathable. It feels like you're not wearing anything. I'll show you what it looks like on. So the rest are all works in progress. First I'll show you a sock. This is absolutely beautiful wool I picked up at the Cotswold Wool Weekend recently. It's by this lovely guy called James. He dyes all of his own yarn and he makes these gorgeous shades, but it's these lovely rich blues and purples. I hope that's coming across. I'm so excited to knit with it. Then one of my really good friends, Stacey, she's made this sock pattern where you've got a like absolutely perfect Monstera or cheese plant leaf, and I thought, I'm part of the test knit group, I thought a lot of people will probably make it in green because it'll look really cool in green and really classic. I thought it might be fun to do something a little bit different. So I'm using this beautiful yarn by James with a sort of light pink for contrast. I need to hurry up on this because I'm getting close to the deadline. And I'm really excited. I really quite like wearing socks for sandals, whether that's cool or not, or that has been cool and it is again not cool. I've lost track. The other day I was saying, oh, I'm 32, I definitely know what all the kids like and what's cool now. I don't, as it turns out, as it's been pointed out to me many times, but what do they matter anyway? It's fun. But my point is, I'm making lots of socks at the moment and I'm really happy to have added this cool pattern to them. So watch out for the Monstera sock pattern by Melia Knits. I'll put the details in my description. And next up is another sock. This is for my mum, but I'm going to make the exact same pair for myself, I think. This wool is from West Yorkshire Spinners. It's called Woodland Awake, I think. Like rainbow colours, but pastel. Really sort of gentle, but also playful and fun. One of my first times knitting a sock on double pointed needles instead of circulars. I've noticed that my tension is a lot looser, so the sock's a bit baggier. Yeah, always knit a swatch, guys. So my mum's going to have slightly baggy socks. I hope she doesn't mind. But this is how it knits up. Definitely going to knit myself a pair. More socks and sandals come in. So one of my other summer plans is to make something with this absolutely gorgeous wool, sock weight wool from James Makes Yarn. This I think is definitely from that Taylor Swift collection. Oh, 1989 remixed, so definitely Taylor Swift. Yeah, gorgeous. He's added speckles to this one. I, though, do not know what pattern to use. So if you've got any ideas, pop them in the comments for me. I really love another summer knit. I've only got one skein, so something that's about one skein amount, unless it's something that would look really cool with scrap yarn, because I've got other leftover sock weight yarn as well. So yeah, looking for ideas, let me know. And my last work in progress is this Camisole. Just started. It's another knitting for Olive. I think it's cotton, but it's a halter tank. You can see it sort of starting to take shape. I think it's going to be really cool. I'm really liking this colour. Shock. It's like the same colour of all of my things. I did cast this on when I was on a knitting pub crawl, so there are errors in it, but I had a great time. It's got a bit of personality. Breaking my rule of knitting summer knits in summer. I'm hoping to get this done soon. I just need to finish all the socks I've been making, which kind of had deadlines. So when I've done that, I'm going to move on to this and finish my cardi. That cannot go on another year. There are also some patterns that I'd really like to make, either this summer, for this summer, or for next year. Just summer I've been sort of on my mind for a while. Now I want to talk you through them. I've got some skeins that I would like to use. I'm not sure what would go with which, so let me know what you think. I've got this sort of yellowy one. This is just a 20 gram skein, but I think it could be a cool contrast colour with something. And I've got this colour by James Makes Yarn as well, which I've already shown you. But yeah, one pattern that I really want to make is the Look at My Holes by James Watts. He's got some really creative patterns, and I think this one could be really fun, like layered over something else. It could look lovely over a slip dress or a little t-shirt underneath. I think that one would be really fun. He's a really creative designer. I love his stuff. Another one is the vacation vest, a new pattern released by Park and Knit. I think that would be a really nice simple vest to pop over a pair of shorts or above a pair of shorts. I think that would be really easy to wear in summer, and I think probably would look best with a plain yarn. She does some awesome patterns as well. I love that group actually of Jessie Maed, James Watson, Park and Knit. They seem like great friends, and the patterns they come up with are just really beautiful and different. So yeah, really a big fan of those two. Those are some I'm thinking about making. If you've got any other pattern suggestions for summer that you think work really well, that you've made, or ones that you just really want to use and really want to try out, please pop them in the comments. I love discovering new designers and new patterns, and yeah, just broadening my knitting horizons. So yeah, let me know if you've got any ideas. I really like summer knits, especially if you're using a natural fibre like wool, or even more so using a natural plant fibre like cotton or bamboo or tencel, linen. There's so many choices, and you can really have fun playing with the fabric that they create. So with something like tencel, you could have something really drapey and silky, and I think that could be really beautiful. But with cotton, you get this more sort of obvious cotton look. It's got less stretch, it's got more defined stitches, but I think it looks really beautiful as well in its own way. So all for summer knitting. Let's promote summer knitting and yeah, have some fun creating some really cool things and knit all year round. Why not? If you want to see more of my capsule wardrobe, I've got some videos where I've talked through all the things I've made, a couple of knitting bits, but mostly things I've sewn. So they'll come up in a playlist, I think, and I'll also put some cards at the top for you to click on if you're interested. So thanks for watching my video on summer knits. I hope you found it interesting to see some of the patterns that I chose and the fibres that I chose to go with them and how they worked out in the end. I love using summer knits in my capsule wardrobe, so I hope you do too, or you find it inspiring to have a go at using some. And yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts really, and I'd especially like to hear your thoughts on what I should use this lovely skein for. So please let me know your thoughts, pattern ideas in the comments. It's super beautiful. I think it could make a really cool statement summer knit. So yeah, please let me know. And generally I love reading through your comments and chatting to this lovely crafty community, so please get involved. Please pop your thoughts in the comments down there. I always enjoy reading them. And yeah, if you liked this video, I'd love it if you liked it and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, we built this nice crafty community that loves wool and fabric and making things. And let me know what you think. See you next time.